This video is brought to you by the Turtle Flakes podcast. Turtle Flakes, the tasty breakfast treat that tastes just like pizza. Prepare to get shell-shocked.
Cowabunga dudes, this is Anthony, aka Bad Bomb 82, and welcome to another episode of Totally Tubular Turtle Tuesday, the one day of the week where I devote my channel to something TMNT related. So for this episode, I'll be taking a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Vintage Collection, the Picnic Punk with the Four-Fisted Punch, Antrax. Now, Antrax is a figure that I never actually owned as a kid, so I have no nostalgic feel toward him. However, I do remember always wanting him. He's an ant who's also an executioner. That's pretty crazy and really awesome. But now as an adult, I finally have him in the collection, and I am so happy to check him out here with you guys. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's give you a quick rundown of all the radical things that he comes with. Now, Antrax does come with some pretty wild accessories. Starting off, he comes with his anti-up axe with nasty noose, his beat-em-back bat, and the old ball and chain. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Antrax. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Antrax. Now, this is a figure that I'm really excited to check out with you guys, for this reason alone. Now, as you guys may know, as you guys have followed my show, I'm a big TMNT fan, especially of the vintage collection, and Antrax was a figure that I never had as a kid. I always thought he was really cool looking, and to be honest, kind of crazy because he's an ant, yet he's an executioner, which is pretty crazy. But that's pretty awesome. I love the craziness of this vintage TMNT line, man. Just everything about it, pretty rad. I do love that quite a bit. Such a very cool figure. And like I said, I never had it as a kid. So it's something that I've always wanted. In my opinion, I think he's one of the more obscure characters from the line. That everyone may not remember, but I definitely do remember him and always wanted him, and I never did. So finally I got a chance to get him at a really good price from a buddy on Facebook, from all the TMNT Facebook groups. So shout out to Turtle Flakes and all those other TMNT groups and whatnot. Such a cool figure. Again, really happy to have him. So let's check him out. The head sculpt is wild. The colors on this guy are just fantastic. I absolutely love this with that black body, all these red markings and spots and whatnot, just all over the figure. Look really cool. Even got some gold in there. And what the sculpt is fantastic. You look back here, you can actually see there's a skull-handled like knife sculpted onto the back of the figure, which is really cool. You got his little ant tail right there. I forget what that is called. A thorax? I don't remember. Something like that. So that's pretty cool. I do like the sculpt of that. Lots of even, detail in the sculpt of that. Like some chipping and whatnot, and some markings. Very cool. Again, with that black and purple and gold, just look fantastic. I love this figure so much. You guys have no clue how like happy I am to have this in my collection right now. It's really such a cool figure to me. So he has this really cool tunic, kind of He-Man Skeletor-ish, right there with some pouches and a chest, a strap going across his chest, whatnot, or I don't know what you want to call that. It's not his chest, is it? Technically, whatever. But again, nice gold paint for that too. Really cool muscle structure throughout all arms. He has 4 arms, which is really nice. Love that quite a bit. And then he has like, I know they're antenna, but it kind of looks like a mustache. You know, a mustache. I don't know. I love this. I don't know why I'm really hyped about this figure. It's so really cool. You see his teeth in there, those big eyes, really just insane color eyes. The color of like red they chose is almost like a neon red, which looks really cool. And his antennas up here look very nice. Then you can see he has that like executioner type of headdress or hood, whatever. Which is, again, it's really crazy that he's an ant and he's an executioner. That's insane, and I love every bit of it. So very, very cool. So, excuse me, let's take a look at some of the accessories now. So he does come with this little bat right here. It's like a little spiked billy club, which is very cool. And all of his accessories are sculpted, or molded, excuse me, in that bright red, which is very cool. And he can hold that in either hand. What's really cool is that all 4 of his hands can grip his accessories. I like to keep it in this one up here, because when you're posing it around, he can kind of hold it over his head, which is really cool. So I dig that quite a bit. Then he does come with this axe, which is really right. It's a really big weapon, first of all. So you can see all the sculpted line work for the handle and whatnot. That gives it that wood grain. Very cool. And it has a noose attached to the bottom of it. A noose. That's pretty dark and really cool. Like, man, they couldn't get away with stuff like this nowadays. Just, I love the 90s. Such good times. So another very cool weapon. What's cool about this is he can, again, hold it in either hand. But the way his hands are sculpted, you can actually get some two-handed poses. So you go to this lower arm right here, and then go to the upper arm over here, and you hold it across the body. So you can have him holding that with both hands, which is pretty awesome. Then you get his other last accessory, which is a ball and chain. Very, very cool. And you can see there's actually a peg right in there. And if you come to this angle right here, you see a peg hole. So you can just line that up and plug that in, and then boom. And it stays on there very well. So there he is, fully loaded. Very cool figure. I am so happy to have this. I mean, I don't have any childhood memories of me playing with this toy. Just childhood memories of me really wanting it. Never really being able to find it. My parents were always really good about buying me Ninja Turtle toys. But I think this is one I never saw in stores as a kid. So as an adult, again, really stoked to have it. So pretty cool. So let's take all this stuff off real quick, and let's take a look at articulation, because there's quite a bit here. It's a little more than standard. So the head turns left and right a bit like so. So you get some decent motion like that. These antennas are stuck in place, but this one seems to pop off for some reason. This one on this side just does not move, and I really don't want to because I don't want to break it. His mustache can rotate like that, so that's pretty cool. Arms can go full rotate like that. Go up and down. Same thing with this arm and so and so. Rotation at this wrist. We can no extra wrist movement on that one. We got rotation at the forearm right here for this arm, and at this arm, no extra ones right there. So we also do get again like his tail, or I think it's the thorax. This kind of rotates like so, so you can do whatever you want with that. And then we get those standard like ball joints at the hips, so you can kind of like roll the legs around, kick out about that far, turn up like so, and yada yada yada. So very cool articulation just because he has so many arms, you know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. But again, this is such a great figure. I'm really happy that I finally have this in my collection. It's only taken me, you know, I don't know what, 25, 30 years to get this figure in my collection, and I finally do. And man, it does not disappoint. I'm so happy to add it to the TMNT shelf, to add to all those other classic figures, and if you can find him, I think he is definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your turtle comparison, here he is standing next to the Vintage Collection Donatello and Storage Shell Leo figures. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Vintage Collection Antrax. Now again, this is just a wild figure. To be honest, I can't believe it actually got made. It's one of those really abstract figures that I'm really shocked about. He's an ant who's an executioner. He has a big old battle axe with a noose attached to it. That's pretty dark and really cool. I said I never had this figure as a kid, but always wanted him, but now as an adult I get to play with him and truly appreciate him for how funky he is. His wild colors, great sculpt, and really radical accessories make him for one totally tubular action figure. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Cowabunga dudes, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.